nut-loving nymphomaniacs. We're back this week with episode 2 of Hello Strangers. And it features AR on a diet. We're drinking some soda water, grapefruit flavored soda water. And just like before, this podcast will last as long as the drink lasts. The thing about drinking soda water is very healthy, nutritious compared to other drinks we may choose to drink. And that's intentional. So I'm trying to be healthier. You can't tell from this camera angle, thank God. But what they don't tell men about putting on a few ounces or pounds is that you tend to get like almost, it's not even man boobs, it's just puffy nipples, right? And the bad part about puffy nipples is that it's literally like having two erections popping out of your chest. You know, it's not like boobs, because boobs are like elegant and desirable. This is like just like two dongs just busting out of my chest, and they're not even able to be bragged about. You know, it's just, again, two schlongs just sitting there. It's like, come on, man, do something. But since that's the case, we've decided to be more health conscious, smarter, more futuristic with our intakes. And so that's how we're going to enjoy this podcast, is just drinking, just like normal. So like we said last week, it doesn't matter what you drink. We're here to have fun, have a good time. And, you know, we're going to start this off just like, we're going to take it all the way back to 9th grade, or your first day on the job, or even your first day at the food pantry, whatever the case may be. You always start with a good icebreaker, right? So this is kind of off the top. We're literally just going to look up some icebreakers. And what we have pulled up here. So one of the first links was from a site called Woodpecker. You know, pretty fitting shout out to Wood, spelled W-U-D pecker. So we're talking about chesticles and woodpeckers to start. So if you made it this far, you're in for the long haul. Okay. So let's just take a second. Let's scroll through here. And it's just straight off the top. Let's see. Okay. Very random. So, first question. And this, just so everyone knows, this will help get to know me very well, because this is uncensored, just straight first thought, which is probably a bad idea. But, you know, we're going to do it. See what happens. Okay. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Okay. Initial reaction. One horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Okay. Horse-sized duck. Okay. The idea of fighting a duck, period, is a little disturbing. You hear of like cockfighting, dog fighting. I've even heard of like wasp fighting, but like I couldn't imagine two ducks fighting, much less me fighting a duck. But then you have duck-sized horse. So like a midget pony. So ponies are small versions of horses. But then you have a small version of a pony. And I'd have to fight 100 of those. See, I couldn't imagine fighting a horse. Like, they have the back kicks. If you get behind them, they'll punch you in the gut. It's like, I could imagine getting pissed off about that. But 100 of them? Okay, no, we're going with that. Let's go with that. 100 duck-sized horses. That's what we're fighting. And it's literally like I picture it in the open field, out in the open. And it's almost like you step on a wasp nest, but except flying. But instead of flying, they're on the ground. I still think I'd get my ass whooped because, again, dudes with dicks coming out of their chest tend not to be very good fighters. But I would rather get beaten up by 100 duck-sized horses than one horse-sized duck. And a horse-sized duck would be scary as shit anyways. Okay, so that's number one. Question number two. Okay, if you could swap lives with one person for a day, who would it be? Fuck. Okay, and as we go along, feel free. I'd love to hear what everyone thinks, what your answers would be. Because again, this is getting to know you guys and girls and everyone in between. Get to know you guys. So, if you could swap lives with one person for a day, who would it be? Okay, for this one, for me, it's pretty easy. I would have to say Tom Brady, just because. So first, I fucking hate Tom Brady. You know, he's so, like, in the straightest way possible. He's so perfect, right? Football talent. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. He's got amazing hair, even though he's like 45 years old, right? He's got billions of dollars. And you can't really mess with him. Like, you can't, like, what's the worst thing you can say about Tom Brady? Like, oh, your wife cheated on you. Like, yeah, well, you know, that's 80% of relationships nowadays. So, like, yeah, just welcome to the club, Tom Brady. Like, any day, right? That was nice and easy. Okay, next question. If you were a vegetable, what would you be and why? Well, if I was a vegetable, I would first be incapacitated, probably on some sort of life support. And that's pretty self explanatory, you know. If you're a vegetable, the outlook on that's not the brightest. On the positive side, you know, you don't have to worry about getting sleep. You're going to get at least 8 hours. People tend to like you more when you're in the vegetable state. I don't know. I'm not really sure why. And yeah, now if I was about to be like the food kind of vegetable, yeah, that's where it gets tricky because you got some fruits that you think would be vegetables and some vegetables you think might be fruits. And it's a very gray area. But like, I'd probably be a tomato because, I mean, you're tend to be eaten when you're thicker, you're juicy. Like, who doesn't love a good tomato? And so if I was a tomato, again, it kind of fits my mold now. I'm a little thicker, I'm a little juicier. Now I just need everyone to love me. And then I would be my ideal vegetable. Let's go with one final question. Oh, okay. Here's a good one. What is a silly fear that you have? Okay. So, being from East Tennessee, right? You don't have a lot of moving water. Like, you have rivers, lakes, ponds, creeks, but you don't have a lot of like water that's going to swoop, like, just take you away. So I've always been terrified of the ocean. And it's not like most people think it would be terrified of sharks or jellyfish or stingrays or like Loch Ness monsters. Like, no, I'm literally scared of getting 50 yards out, a current hitting me, and then ending up 50 miles out, and no one knowing I was gone, no one trying to save me, and just dying 50 miles out into the ocean. And everyone's like, oh, they have lifeguards. Like, you know how to swim. Like, first, yeah, I know how to swim, but I'm not a fucking fish, right? Like, I I don't think I can swim 50 miles. I probably can't swim 50 feet. And then the lifeguards, have you seen the people we hire to be lifeguards? All you have to do is breathe, be able to take your shirt off, and climb like 10 rungs of stairs to sit on the tower. Like, I don't have any faith in lifeguards. So that's definitely a fear. To me, it's not silly, but a lot of people give me a hard time because, again, it's not a fear of sharks. It's not a fear of anything in the ocean. It's just what happens above the water. And again, so let's hear what you guys have. What's your silliest fears? If you had to be a vegetable, which vegetable would you be? And if you had to trade bodies with one person for a day, who would you trade it with? So I'm an incapacitated vegetable in a coma. I would love to be Tom Brady for a day. And my biggest fear is getting swept away in the ocean. Shoot me. Oh, and would you rather fight, what was it? 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? I'm really interested to see. That's actually a pretty good one. We're gonna have to bookmark woodpecker. So that's a good icebreaker. I'd like to get some comments, get some feedback, get some answers from some of the crowd. There's just a lot of interesting things to think about, to go back and forth. It's kind of like, getting to know people, right? Hence, hello, strangers. But one thing that I never understood was, okay, so me and my wife, we've been together, 14 years coming up. So we started dating, we were home, mushy high school sweethearts, dated through college. I'm not overcompensating here, but something kept her with me. And so I never had the need for these dating apps like, what do we have? We have Bumble, we have Hinge, Tinder, Farmers Only. I never had a need to get on any of those. And so I was thinking, like, rewind 14 years ago. What happens if you get on these dating websites? And again, like, I don't know how it works necessarily, but let's say you're like swiping left or up and down, like just swiping on someone. And that person never responds back, right? But come to find out, it's because like they've passed away, they've died, they've been murdered, they've been kidnapped, and so they can't respond. And like just the concept of that is like, how fucking weird is that? Like you just pretty much told someone, I want to fuck you, but they're dead. So you're inherently like, you are a necrophiliac, right? You're wanting or trying to fuck a dead person, right? And you can say, oh, it's different. Oh, it's not like that, or, whatever. But we all know, like, that is the definition of being a necro, is having sex with dead people. You may not be doing it, but you want to be doing it. So therefore, you fall in that category. And it's just like, that's an odd concept. Like, there should be a thing like, when your social security number expires when you die, that should automatically trigger everything associated with you. And I know, like, you don't put your social security number into Tinder. At least, that's not a requirement yet. Just saying, it may be coming up. So be careful. Don't give your social security number out willingly. I know it's all over the internet. I know I've seen your search histories. Your info's out there. Trust me. The sites you guys get on, there's nothing staying in that phone. I've seen people search for how to get a new heart, organs off the black market. You guys are some shady people. So trust me. All these sites you use, take your info, sell it to somebody else. Like 17 people probably have the same social security number as you, the same name, probably the same birthday. So like 17 versions of everyone. But again, so when you die, they should just take that away. Like Facebook's gone, Instagram is gone. Because how weird is it? Like, we use social media to, like, somebody that died 20 years ago. Today we're sitting there, happy birthday, miss you, wish you were here on Facebook. Like, whatever happened to, like, going to their grave, like, sitting there with a book and a chair, or, Bloods and Crips, pour one out for the homies. Like, what happened to those traditions? Now we're stuck with dating apps and social media where we just either say we want to fuck you even though you're dead. Or 20 years from now, we're just still typing away. I hope I see you later. LOL. It's like, come on, people. Just pay a visit. You know, with planes and boats, you can get anywhere within a couple hours. Let's just grow up a little bit here, right? That's definitely a big red flag for me. So, like, I know it's everybody loves talking about, oh, that's a red flag or that's an ick. And a big red flag for me is just that. Like, us doing things that make zero sense. For instance, the people who go through a car wash, then they pull out of the car wash, and then they wash their windshield, like by hand. It's like, one, if you're going to a car wash that does not wash your windshield, what are you doing? Find another fucking car wash and stop being so cheap. For real. Another red flag, biggest, probably, okay, I got two really big red flags. And luckily, one of them is a dying hobby in our culture, but it's smoking cigarettes. For me, any woman that smokes, like, you could be Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Lopez, you could be like Mother Mary. And if you're smoking cigarettes, next. All right. It's just you smell like an ashtray, you look like an ashtray, like the long term effects, like instant red flag. Like, get off the bus. You're not getting a ticket on this plane. And so, for those of you who smoke, like, please, like, I do beg you, stop smoking. It's not pretty. It's expensive, right? Like, growing up, my parents smoked, so it was like, I don't know, $3 or $4 a pack. But now you go some places, it's like $11, $12 a pack, and it's like, you're spending $12 to get cancer. Like, shit, half of us can get it for free. Why pay for it? And it's just insane. Another red flag is, this isn't just for like a significant other. This is in general, like, people who like shit themselves. Like, and I'm not talking like shit comes out of you. Like, I'm talking about like farts. You're just sitting there and somebody hikes a leg up and like farts all over. Like, God damn, you nasty ass motherfucker. That is like the biggest. And again, this is for people like above the age of like 7. Like, if you've got like a 6-year-old who just, is laughing so hard he shits a brick, like, okay, like, cut him some slack. But I'm talking about like 36-year-old females who thinks it's so funny to spread those God-given ham hocks and fill the air with that nasty ass fart. That is disgusting. I'm all for like dude jokes and being stupid. But what is the thing where you fart in the bed and cover everybody up with it? A Dutch oven? Like, I promise, if somebody ever Dutch ovens me, you might not make it back out of those covers. So, just fair warning. Take that as you will. Do not Dutch oven me. That will be the end. What's some other common red flags? What's a red flag that I don't find to be a red flag? Some mental disabilities. And I don't mean like autism or schizophrenia. I'm talking just being a little crazy. Everybody likes a nice little crazy. Keeps you on your toes. Keeps you excited. I feel like the best people in this world have a little bit of craziness to them. Have you ever seen like Dave Ramsey? That dude he loves Jesus. He has a shit ton of money. He helps people with what's he call it? Financial freedom. So again, outside looking in, great man. But some of the stuff he says it's fucking batshit. But you have to love him. Who else is batshit crazy? Oh, like fucking Will Smith. Who doesn't love Will Smith? But he stayed with Jada for so long. He's got, I mean, just like the rest of us, he's got a fucked up family. Um, and you never know what, like, you see Will Smith one day, he's a rapper, he's an actor, he's, advocating for God knows what. It's like that dude's a little crazy. So like that's very subjective. So it can't be a red flag. And again, this is from my perspective, but craziness is not a red flag. It's a beige flag, right? So you have red flags, beige flags. Beige flags are things that are unusual, but they're not red flags. So they're beige flags. For example, a beige flag for me would be, okay, you'll never see me without socks. I don't like toes. I don't like the bottoms of feet. I don't like arches on feet. Like that stuff, that's it's just weird, right? So that would be my beige flag. Like I don't think it makes me less attractable, but it is unusual because a lot of people are like, you don't like feet? Like, no, bitch, I don't like feet. Depending on how weird you make this, you may be a red flag. It's just, again, who likes fucking feet to buy feet pictures? Like you're gonna spend $200 to see that pinky toe? I don't know. I don't even have much to say about feet pictures, honestly. I would sell them, but it's one of those things like I would have to be a vegetable and someone take a picture of my feet and sell them for me, and then hopefully in like 2 weeks I come out of the coma state and then I can reap the benefits. But no, I'm never taking pictures of my feet willingly, and I sure as hell am not buying pictures of feet. I don't care. I don't care if your feet has the nicest set of titties in the world. I would not pay for them. I wouldn't even look at them. Like if you walked up to my front door, ripped open your socks, and you have these honking beautiful tits on your feet, fuck them feet. It's just, yeah, we're not feet people. My opinions on feet, I think, is just a base flag, right? It's a massive debate, massive conversation piece. Actually, be some pretty good icebreakers. Imagine going into work being like, "What's your beige flag?" And somebody, fuck, especially this society we live in, you get some freaky, fucked up, racist, sexist, beige flags, and you're like, no, I'm sorry, sir, but that is not beige. That is blood red. I'm calling the cops. This conversation's over. But that's what an icebreaker is. You never know what the answers you're going to get, and that's why you're breaking ice. You're not diving into the water. This isn't a diving question. This is an icebreaker question. So we're breaking shit here, right? But yeah, I would love to hear like what's your red flags? What's your beige flags? Fuck it. Let's go. Like, let's just start green flags. Like, what's something that's really like, damn, I could get with that. For me, a good green flag. Honestly, just people who put deodorant on consistently. Like, there's nothing worse than somebody who doesn't wear deodorant. And you go on a hike, you get halfway up the mountain, all you smell is that fucking pit stink. Like, fuck, man, come on. So, man or woman, my green flag, I can fuck with you if you wear deodorant consistently. But if you wear deodorant, you're legit. Like, you're a green flag. Because nowadays, half the people don't even know where the deodorant is at the store, right? They're going to Walmart. They're going to the Cracker Jack aisle to find deodorant. It's like, where the fuck are you going? You should have one aisle dedicated, like, as soon as you walk in the store, there should be like little barriers that lead everybody past the deodorant. Because nobody likes stinky. Nobody likes nasty. So please, God, let's go. Oh, another green flag. So this is a little mushy, but a big green flag is an open-minded person. And I don't care what you look like, how tall you are, I don't care if you got the beautiful feet, the ugly feet. If you have an open mind, that's what we need more of. Just open-minded people to where it's not, I was raised this way, so I think this way, or I believe this way. Like, fuck, have an open mind. Like, don't be an ugly person, inside. Don't be hateful. Don't live with spite. Don't try to cause fear. Just be beautiful. Be open-minded. Be authentic, right? That's what we need more of. So, to end this show, we're going to take our last drink as a toast. So, raise your glasses, kiss your grandma, and keep an open mind.